weird, wild, wacky world we're in. This is another scene for Unmask Orlando, the vampire venue. This evening's scene, did we have a place in mind for,
Yeah, the club's office.
10:30 Ricochet Club, Vance's office.
Okay.
The club has finally been finished. The renovations are concluded. Alex, as you arrive, you see the club in all its glory. Graffiti lines every part of the wall. It's a strange, almost surreal mishmash of grime and color. Of anti-authoritarian rhetoric and almost violent revelry in its expression. Surprisingly, though, as you approach, you do see a significant security detail. The building has about 3 or 4 bodyguards, security guards at the front. All of them look to be fairly large bruisers. Although they have a rather loose dress code. Most of them are wearing sleeveless leather jackets, ear and nose piercings, a couple wearing black shades, and metal chains that sort of that dangle from their necks and their wrists. One of them was a clipboard. As he lets people in. If you approach him, you'll get to skip the queue.
Yeah,
there isn't a VIP list for this place. That would sort of go against the spirit of what this place represents. But you are a kindred. And so
I'll go to the guy with a clipboard and I'm going to tell him that I have a meeting with the owner.
See your name.
And give him my name.
Alright, he's expecting you. Just head down to the office at the end of the main hall.
Thank you.
Just past the dance floor, can't miss it. Just head all the way down.
Yeah, so go in and walk towards the office.
Oof. Okay. This place is rife with activity of pretty much every sort of subculture that you would expect to inhabit this place. And you imagine as many people are as high on the energy as they are on something else. It's a small wonder they haven't battered this place down already. It's a place of almost barely contained passion as the lights strobe almost hypnotically The music violently rips through the club. People mushing and head smashing in every direction. There is no person who sits still.
Well, I'm not going to be, what's the word? Distracted. I'll just beeline it for the, you know, office
You
place.
do catch a few eyes. You look out of place here.
I'm wearing jeans.
People expect a bit more commitment here.
I mean, are they at least black jeans?
They're normal jeans that are torn.
There was an attempt.
Not really, that's her casual.
You do catch a few eyes. Pretty much everyone
I
here has an
ignore.
aggressive tint to their posture. But as you say, you ignore them, and they don't interact with you. No one walks up to you, no one starts a fight. There have been a few here. As you walk by, you actually see some poor bastard getting dragged out of the club. Quite unconscious. But you make it to all the way at the end of the dance floor. You make it to the door of Vance's office. There's a plain black door. The office is the office. You can actually estimate its size from the outside as how to put it. The room sort of sticks out a little bit into the main floor. So you've already been in this office, though. You know it's very small.
Well, size doesn't matter. As long as it's functional. I'm sorry.
There is a very as you reach the door, you notice that there is a man standing outside. Extremely large. Imagine a man. Imagine a heavyweight boxer wearing a suit he barely fits in.
Kind of like Elliot.
Very large, bold, late 30s, early 40s, cauliflower ears. Looks like he's been in 101 fights just this month. The only man in the building that wears a suit. And it is the only
I
man
will
in the
greet the
building who
guy.
wears a suit who seems to garner any sort of respect in this place, in this establishment at all. And he seems to cast a shadow almost over the entire area over which he stands. But as he sees you approach, he will step aside and he will bang on the door rather unceremoniously. And
Yeah, I will nod
Vance
to him.
opens the door. Leather jacket, no shirt, black jeans, black leather belt. Thick tacky metal bracelets on both his wrists. Kind of thick. Are tightly bound to him. And as he opens the office, you also see a waft of smoke plume out. I don't just stand there, come on.
Good evening, Vance. As good as it can be, I suppose.
Come on, let's talk.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. He just says
Is
to...
Roxy in here with him, or is she out, dealing with people?
No, he would have called
floor.
Roxy in advance. And he just says to the guard, who I'm just going to message you who they are. There you go. He just says to him, keep an eye out for anything suspicious. If you see anything, let me know. Okay? Good. And he'll shut the door behind him.
So is Roxy there or is she out?
Roxy's there.
Roxy's there. She is probably, either sitting on his lap or somewhere close.
He dragged a chair around his desk just for her.
I mean, she still probably would have sat on his lap. Because she's a brat.
She's a brat. But Vance does something strange before he sits down. He takes out a fire extinguisher. One moment, just security precaution.
Not planning to set the place on fire.
No, it ain't that. He will spray you with a fire extinguisher.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And the entire room. It's a very small room.
Hi, Roxy.
Very difficult not to hit anything. In fact, that may be the intent. What Vance is trying to do, Shayna, is when something physically impacts somebody that is obfuscated, the obfuscation breaks.
Eve's not here.
Anyone that's obfuscated, he's just double checking. Eve, maybe, but
Yeah, Eve is not here. There is no one else in the room besides the three of you.
Hello, Roxy. It's good to see that you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Calder as soon as
Did you tell him what happened?
I mean, why wouldn't I? He's my sire. And other things.
So, some things you couldn't say over the phone.
Yeah, well, the thing about the blood bonds, first of all. Apparently, the Tremere can break them. This is how they got each other out of there.
They say they can do a lot of things.
Yeah, which would require both of your blood. Not only that, but the result results in a lot of personal injury both to the caster and to both of the recipients, let's say. apart from that, I believe, reasonably so, that that creature, the Dawn, is probably tracking Roxy.
Speaking of which, I'm going to have to contact someone about that at some point. He can track her all he likes. He's not getting her. He wants to make a move on her. Whoever he sends after is going to die, including him.
Well, he himself is not going to make any move.
Of course not.
The issue here is the deal that he did with Vanessa.
With who?
With Katya. See, he offered her husband's soul bound to a ring in exchange for 3 days with Roxy.
Free.
And she, petty as she is, accepted that.
She sold out Roxy for a fucking ring.
I believe it was the soul attached to it and not the ring itself.
I don't give a shit what's attached to it. She's selling out Roxy for a fucking ring. What, so she can gloat to the soul of her dead fucking husband? Am I getting it right?
Probably.
And they call us neonates children. This is the camera I'm talking about, by the way, Rox. This is the sort of shit they do on a bi-weekly.
I mean, I fucking figured. Like, I watched that weird fucking shit go down. Like, he, like, called forth the fucking ghost.
Yeah, that was... And the prince, whom we tried so much to save because we could use him for our ends, is not really a prince at all.
No, he's a fucking puppet.
It's a fucking puppet, exactly.
But that much was fairly obvious from a meeting with him. Tremere Primogen palling around as if she fucking owned the place. As if she fucking owned the Elysium. I mean, the pretense may as well be fucking dead at this point. She's literally negotiating for the entire domain. Not the prince. Her. I wonder how everybody else feels about that.
I don't know. I know how I feel about that.
How do you feel about it?
That things need to change. We can't have that shit. I don't understand why we need this particular prince. I really don't know how the fuck the Tremere are working, but I think I can figure out a bit about it. Since none of the others seems to have a problem with this whole, puppet prince.
Well, I do.
No, I mean none of the other Tremeres.
Of course
The
not.
rest of us, of course, the people with whom I have spoken, are not really happy about it.
Who have you spoken with?
A couple gangrels. Haven't really seen Brannon. Oh, I have to? In general, I haven't seen many people ever since that night because I haven't really been in the mood for socializing.
Neither have I. Don't really see the need to socialize with a non-functional Camarilla.
Thing is, we're in the middle of a fucking squabble between two very petty and small people.
Who?
The Giovanni and Katya.
Oh, yeah. Fuck them both.
You know, he wanted you mutilated. He
Oh,
came to
yeah,
the
yeah.
fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
listen
do you
to
want
this.
that? Why do you want
He
that?
came to
I
the
want to hear this.
he came to the fight. At first, he was just watching, like this was some kind of entertainment. Then he decided to be involved just for a few seconds, which only resulted in injury of myself and a couple of others.
So Giovanni so what you're telling me is that the Giovanni broke the promise and ended up causing the injury of a Camarilla kindred.
From
Wow,
what I hear,
that's
it
It
was
wasn't
fucking
several of them.
it wasn't
that's fucking
direct.
wow, that's strange.
That's
It's
the
almost
thing.
like Giovanni perpetually break their obligations in this fucking city. It's
No, because
almost as if
here's the
this domain
thing.
should fucking do something about that.
Here's the thing. The priest, the Red Alistair that was there, also potentially damaged some of us with his faith shit. I don't know what exactly Giovanni did, but it was supposed to damage, like, I think it was on a radius or whatever. I don't understand the shit. But anyway, when the deal was done, he went and picked up the ring and did something. Nobody stopped him. Nobody understood what the fuck was going on. We were pretty much not paying attention to that. But then he came to us and demanded that we hand you to him or we mutilate you,
Oh fuck! From my pers-
specifically, I mean, specific parts of you, rather.
sounds to me
I mean,
like
some
the
of us are pretty fucking attached to those parts of him, so let's not.
well, I don't.
Yeah,
Who the
actually, the
fucking
Red
cunt think he is?
Alistair
I'm sorry. Who the fuck
to,
is this
to the
asshole who has the fucking nerve? Doesn't even have the balls to talk to even to fucking threaten me directly. Has to go to the fucking prince, the fucking
he's
primogen.
well, the prince wasn't even there. He was
Exactly,
at the
yeah,
club.
primogen.
But anyway, the
Catcher.
Red Alistair took a blood boon, gave him a blood boon so that he wouldn't do anything.
Who give? Why the
But
fuck
of
would
course,
he be owed a blood boon after all the shit he's caused? How?
because
In
the
what
priest is a
fucking
priest. I need to
in
find
what?
this priest
No, no,
and
no, no,
let
no, no,
him
no, 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 no,
know.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, no. What gives him the fucking right to demand one that I be killed at all? Two,
he didn't
what has
want
the
you dead.
what have I done
He wanted
that
your dick in a box.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what he wants. I want to know what the fuck his argument was. Because from my perspective, he's just making random fucking assertions, and the fucking pussies in this domain are falling in line like
You want to
worms.
know you want to know the exact words of what he said? Because I really don't want to repeat them.
What is his argument? I don't see his fucking argument.
He seems to believe that Roxy belongs to him.
Well, that's not fucking true. Never has been from the
I
fucking
don't
start.
fucking belong to anybody.
I mean, yeah,
I don't belong
Exactly,
to
because
this
that's the
that's the
asshole.
thing.
thing.
Both.
I
I don't
choose to stay
fucking
with this asshole.
exactly. One, Roxy chose to not be with those fucking assholes, and two, they never had any right to her to begin with.
Oh, I know.
They, I don't see how in any context that my death nor Roxy's death or fucking bondage is fucking warranted. You're just making shit up. And this fucking domain is keeling over.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes in these situations. He just thinks that he owns the place because of the fucking promise.
Well, why doesn't someone put him out of
We
his
almost
fucking misery?
fucking
Why didn't the
broke.
camera just fucking Giovanni out? It's 7 clans versus 1. What's the point of this fucking tower if it can't protect what they consider a fucking fledgling? What's literally the point of the fucking tower? If that is
They
the
didn't
premise
care.
of the Camarilla.
Fans, they didn't care. They didn't give a shit. What they gave a shit about was the fucking clan secrets. Which, if they were that interested about their fucking secrets, they should have kept an eye out to see what the fucker was doing there. But here's the thing. If we kill him, then we will be in violation of breaking the promise.
They've already broken the fucking promise. The Camarilla just doesn't fucking care. So I don't give a shit. The camera's made it perfectly fucking clear in this city, the rules don't matter. You're either 6 centuries old or you're not, and if you're not, fuck you.
Well, in this case, it was just one person deciding.
I mean, it literally took me risking my fucking life for this goddamn domain to even get a slice of its land in the first place. And to be fair, I largely got that because the prince is a fucking pushover.
Isn't this the reason why we wanted him in that place in the first place? But now...
If Catch is just taking control, then it doesn't fucking matter.
I believe he was always in control. Just now it's out in the open. And the problem is, I don't know about the prince, but she is a fucking monster.
She's a monster who sells out kindred for fucking jewelry. She's literally selling us into fucking slavery. She might literally be selling us into our own deaths. If Mr. Giovanni isn't feeling fucking generous.
I'm not going to allow this guy to take
But
anything from us.
what is this workaround? This fucking ritual that they'll do.
They need your blood
I don't
and
even
her
see why they're
blood.
doing this to begin with. So they're then
Well,
going to
honestly,
mutilate
here's the
to
thing.
break a
Here's the
bond that they
thing.
never even needed to give.
Katya made the deal, but Katya, I don't think she knows how to break the bond. So you'll have to
She also
make
doesn't have
Conrad
any
do it.
fucking control over Clan Bruja.
Oh, that's besides the point. I'm not 100% certain that Conrad would agree to do this under the circumstances. I hope he wouldn't. But if he does, we need to protect our own. Because if they're willing to start a war, for that Giovanni guy thing, because he's not even a guy, I don't fucking know what he is. Then we should be ready to receive them, let's say. But don't rush in with what you were saying on the texts.
Oh no,
You will
no, no,
not
no, 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 no.
make it
You
there. You
misunderstand.
will not make it there.
I'm not going in on my own. There are about what? Dozen and a half elders in this city?
out of character, there
Hmm.
there are at least 12 neonates for every clan. Most of them I just haven't made yet.
No, he said elders.
We're about
Less than a dozen.
how many of us do you think there are?
A
How
lot
do you think?
more.
How do you think we're gonna
How
feel
many are
at
you willing to
this?
sacrifice?
The fuck you say?
That's the question.
We're
Because
not
that's what
pawns
you're
on. No, it's
saying.
not a fucking question. We're not pawns on a board. That's not how we work.
Exactly. If you rush in, some of them
No, no, no! Don't ever give
will
me that
fall.
bullshit ever again.
No one said shit about rushing in. Because some of us have fucking brains and know how to plan.
No, at least someone's talking reason around here. Go ahead.
The fuck? Don't ever assume I'm some fucking chess master elder again, please. I'm being polite. Don't ever say that
I'm
again around
simply
me.
trying to make you understand of how things work.
No, that's
Because
not
I've
how things work
seen
with me.
my
That's not how we
brothers
work.
die.
I'm already telling
I've
you that's not
seen.
how things work.
Then tell me how you're planning on doing this.
Nobody nobody outside of Ten Kindred is going to appreciate hearing that their no-name prince is selling the young into servitude or into execution. I've noticed a lot of neonates in the city don't really have much to go by in the way of a voice, in the way of blood, or even mortal power. Elders would be sure to suck most of that up.
And give them a voice. Isn't that what we want?
Oh, we're gonna do more than give them a voice. You misunderstand something very important. It's a very powerful historical lesson, a very somber one. The nature of protests and disobedience only matters insofar as the entity you're protesting values your life. Ironically, the camera's actions over the past few nights have shown us just how much they value our lives.
They don't. They value theirs. And
So
by
where do you
theirs,
think
not
that
necessarily
leaves
just their
us?
lives, just their whims. I believe that, at least in this city, the majority of people frown upon what happened in the club that night. Which means that if we play our cards right, say, there will be a change of power, or at least a balance, or an opposition that will be in place to check said power. Because this is how democracy works.
Camera lane
If
and
someone is in
democracy.
power, they go corrupt, and if they are unchecked, they're even more corrupt. And they've been going unchecked for way too long.
Really gives you cause to wonder, huh? This Princeton's been around a few months? Took them this long to go off the rails? Now consider just how many more have been around for centuries engaging in this crap. All those stories, all those deaths we probably never even heard about. All to satisfy the agenda of some fucking jackbooted prince on a dusty old throne.
We need big reforms. The world is changing, and if we don't change with it,
Reforms. We need a
know
fucking
what will happen.
revolution.
The camera's not going to change because you ask. It hasn't changed for
Ask.
5 centuries. You know what happened in LA when Jeremy McNeil asked for the neonates of the city to be taken seriously? He was publicly fucking flogged. Like it was the 14 fucking hundreds.
Many of them still live in the 14 fucking hundreds. That's the problem.
Well, you know what happened to that prince?
I can guess. I'm not talking about asking, I'm talking about demanding. And how we do that is with numbers. And I believe we do have the numbers. If we show them, cards down, we'll know what they're up against.
Again, what good is making fucking demands? What we need is a
Make
fucking revolution.
you make demands when you have leverage. When you make a statement. And to be honest, the camera's never really taken kindly to that sort of behavior. I've found that whenever one tries to make a statement after being ignored, well, they just perform their little rite of destruction, issue their blood hunt, turn the
How many
hounds
of
on the
them are
would-be
there?
protester. How many of who?
How many of there are there in the city, that will stick to their guns? And how many of us are there who want something better?
I actually think we
See,
got a
I've
good
been
shot.
around. I've been talking with people. And what I get is that there are many, including some elders, who want to see things change.
Well then, I have to wonder why they joined the Camarilla. Words are wind. I'll give a shit about what they say
Perhaps
when they start backing it up with action.
there are many reasons. Why did you join the Camarilla?
Hmm.
Hmm.
That will be a very interesting question that I think you'll see answered sooner rather than later.
For many, it was a lack of options. For others, it was merely a means to an end. I'd guess that there are very few who actually, truly, deeply believe in what the Camarilla stands for. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of the rules do make sense, common sense. Some others are just outdated and idiotic.
The
And some
Camarilla.
others, namely the unwritten ones, are completely ludicrous.
The Camarilla is all about mustering up just enough of a bare minimum to let all the other shit all of the questionable, horribly corrupt, bloodthirsty, fascistic, murderous.
Look,
Let
there
all
are
of that other
monsters
stuff
among us.
just slip. Just let that just go under. Just let that go under the rug. Because look, we got these big 6 common sense rules. Ignore all the other stuff happening in the background. Ignore all the other stuff we haven't formally written down. Ignore all of the princely edicts that gives you a blood tax or forces you to hunt in the warehouse district. The one that forces you to cut ties to a mortal family for fear of a masquerade. Or forces you to kill them, because that's always nice.
I still think we need to kill my dad, but hey, that could just
Oh,
be me.
we'll get round to that, don't worry. Catcha.
I don't know how it came to be that she's the way she is. After all, when you told her about the assault, she seemed supportive. Many mixed messages with that one.
And yet here she is selling her out.
Here's the thing, I keep hearing from both Conrad and from Arjun that no, she wasn't like that. She used to be good. What happened? I don't know.
I don't really give a fuck what
Not
they
sure I
think.
want to know.
Keep in
What I
mind
see
they're blood-addled
now,
cultists, and elders too. They want to paint a narrative as charitable as possible of Katja, to discourage this sort of questioning of her
well,
attitudes.
to be fair, they might be a bit biased.
Not much is known about the Tremere Pyramid. What I do know is that it's a fucking pyramid. It's difficult to get the Tremere out of their cult. They're literally indoctrinated.
Yeah, and they're more loyal to their own than to anyone else. And this is why I don't expect that any of the Tremere have any issues with the prince being an underling. But I do take an issue with that. See, generally speaking, I'm not against the, concept of government if it's done right. But here we're talking about being governed by another clan. And a clan that is, let's say, not one of the kindest ones, since I've learned recently a lot about their history. The
We're being
dark
governed
history.
by a tyrant hiding behind a friendly face.
I'm really concerned about being under the Tremere in general after the things that I have learned. Perhaps you should speak with Eve.
Why didn't to
She can
fucking speak
enlighten
with
you.
her? I already know some of
She
the
can
shit the
enlighten
Tremere
you
have done.
more.
I've.
Well,
What the fuck do you think? Okay, never mind.
I don't know what you know. I know that there are things I recently learned from Eve, specifically, because it was there when things happened.
Well, this kind of trails off. This is me thinking about something else now.
Roxy kind of looks up at him and, touches his cheek. What's the matter?
I need to get in touch with the other neonates. I think it's time we started seizing up territory. I also need to find the youngest Nosferatu in this city.
I certain I've heard that their primogen is a bit uptight, and the Nosferatu are very well, they stick together, let's say, quite a lot. So be careful.
I'm not gonna be worrying about. That's the reason I'm hitting on the youngest. And I'm not gonna be pitting the Nosferatu against each other. But to be honest, the Nosferatu have a reputation for being rats. Their reputation for sticking up for each other is not as true as it seems. Like the gangrel, they're survivalists. Sometimes that means looking out for each other, sometimes that means planting a knife in the back of one another. Whatever it takes. But I'm not going to be doing that to them. Even though I'm not that tasteless.
Speaking of the gangrel, I believe we have some leverage there. After all, our clans have historically been quite chummy with each other, and I've been quite chummy with them, so I can get that going. Haven't met any of their youth.
We have a rare opportunity to recruit some Ventry.
Oh yeah?
Isn't the Primogen dead?
Yes. However, I believe there is someone that will try to go for it.
That's fine. The clan's in
Laura.
disarray. He'll have opponents. They'll want an out.
Oh, and there is another neonate of ours that recently arrived. I only met her briefly, and well, she is a bit of a character, let's say. However,
A
I
character how?
believe, how do I put this nicely? This is a Jesus freak. That's the nicest way to put it.
Jesus freak? What the fuck you on about?
Yeah. Uh, Deep South Bible Belt kind of thing. Very religious and let's say annoying about it, but
I don't fucking care, teacher.
yeah, I believe she said she's going to pray for me, which I found amusing but sad at the
That's
same time.
cute. She thinks she can pray for us.
Mm,
That's more
well,
generous than most kindred I've met, I suppose.
whatever works. I don't know. I'll send her your way if I see her. Maybe you can make a decent bouge out of her.
I want to talk with her.
Because I don't believe I have the patience for that one.
I mean, you ain't got the patience for a whole lot of things.
Ah, that's true, I suppose.
Like, I thought this asshole was impatient, but damn. She kind of
I like to get things
nuzzles
done.
Vance a little bit after she calls him an asshole.
I like getting things done. Usually it gets me into trouble, but, well, survived thus far, so what the hell.
What have you done?
Well, let's say I'm in the shithole with the Tremere.
But what have you
The
done?
fuck'd you do?
Well, I refused to go to the Giovanni for a certain trinket. I went a different route. They didn't like it. But that's now resolved, so I'm not gonna.
A different route? That don't fucking say much.
What exactly do you wish to know?
What the fuck you did? Just say it. Stop beating around the bush.
Instead of doing a deal with the Giovanni, I made a deal with well, a fallen. I don't know
A
if you know
what?
what that is.
The fuck is a fallen?
mm, a fallen angel, apparently.
You mean a demon? Because that's what the fallen angels are, you know, mythologically speaking.
Well,
Wait,
it's
you're the
something in
feminist now? Do I
between.
need to kill you?
What that's done. And I'll be honest with you, after meeting that Giovanni, I stand by my decision. It was the right one. The price that Giovanni would have asked would have been a lot higher. And I wouldn't like it. Because I can
Well,
imagine what it would have been.
I'm gonna be honest,
And I believe it would have involved you too.
I'm gonna be honest, I kinda lost track here. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear this so I don't have to kill you later.
I mean,
Well,
this Giovanni dude apparently has some kind of obsession with me. It's pretty fucking clear.
see, here's how I know that he's probably tracking you, because I was supposed to go to him so I could track Marcus. Instead, I went to someone else. So if you could track Marcus, he could probably track anyone. And maybe that's how he knew that you were at the club. Hmm. But anyway, what's done is done. Now we have to deal with whatever's coming. However, I must say I don't want either of you anywhere near any of the Tremere, if you can help it.
Why the fuck would you want to have anything to do with him after this absolute mess?
I didn't say specifically you going to them. What if they come to you?
I'll shoot them in the head until they die.
Be realistic here. Do not throw your life away. If they
You
go
don't
near
know.
you, just
You have
get.
no idea what I can do.
Do you have any idea what they can do?
Yeah, they told me.
Anything that told you everything.
Of course not. They're braggarts, but they're not stupid.
In any case, I'm going to go and see Brennan about this. I don't think there's any reason to doubt that he will be on the same page. I'll speak with the gangrels. And after I got information, I'll let you know.
Let me know. Vance appears to be... He speaks calmly, but he's clearly extremely tense. He looks at you with a sort of, His eyes often veer towards you in the table, kind of lingering on you on the table in a very aggressive fashion.
Is there a problem?
No, I've just had one described to me in detail.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
No,
Who?
it doesn't matter. But this issue will resolve itself one way or another. I'll make sure of that. We'll make sure of that.
The easiest way would be for the Dawn to just end up dead. At least that would be one part of the equation gone. And then we'll have to
I mean,
deal
give me a
with...
big fucking gun and we'll take care of it.
I
No,
would
I say we kill.
prefer without
I
starting
say.
open war.
I
The
say we
says it
kill.
get dead.
I say we kill everything around him first. Think about it this way. You're taking on an elder of all of his assets, of all his blood, of all of his power. But if you take away his influence, you take away his herd, you take away his source of blood. You take away all of those assets he's built up over centuries. Why, he's just another hungry lick, same as the rest of us. Except there's only one of him and 10 of us.
That I can get behind.
All of his little ghost friends don't really know how to deal with ghosts yet. We'll find out.
Do we even need to deal with ghosts?
If you're dealing with a Giovanni, fuck yeah, you need to deal with ghosts.
Not when you're trying to get his assets or influences.
Ghosts are his assets. Keep in mind, these people see ghosts, people, as assets, not people.
That's quite true.
So you tear it down. Gotta be honest, I'm gonna be really, really, really amused to see the reaction of the prince when his hotel's set on fire. That must have been expensive.
There are people in this hotel, Vance. Remember, when dealing with monsters, that you don't become one yourself.
Yes, I'm back. Oh dear. Hello?
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
I have to say, I'm gonna be really looking forward to the prince's face when he sees his hotel set on fire.
That
And I said
risks
there are
a lot of
people in the
collateral
hotel.
damage.
Depends on how
Also,
you said
careful
it.
when dealing with monsters, Vance, that you don't become one yourself.
He gives a very sardonic look.
I don't want to see anyone else get hurt over this.
Well, I hope you don't have any mortal connections outside of, well, a non-mortal connection. But I hope you don't have any, because the camera will almost certainly try and kill all of them. They don't exactly care about mortal collateral. They only care about it in the context of a masquerade. So if they think they can get a complete party wipe, is he kind of does a jovial hand gesture, they'll do it. Particularly the people we're dealing with. Anything
One in
that impedes the
particular.
acquisition of their power is something that needs removing. That's the lens through which they view the world.
Yeah, but we don't gotta be them. We don't gotta hurt other people to, take them out. That defeats the purpose, then we just become them.
Depends on the person.
Roxy has a point.
Nah, I'm not down for hurting, other people just to get to them.
People unconnected to them, sure, but their goals, they're fair game. Sad truth. Simple reality is that if you want to fight for a revolution, there is a body count. It's just a harsh reality.
It's true.
Sometimes people gotta die for things to change. And if you can reduce that body count, great. I don't want to kill randos. Fuck no. I would prefer. Prefer. I would not kill people unconnected to the kindred we're dealing with.
Yeah, but it's an active, really fucking busy hotel.
As I said, depends on how you said it.
It's a hotel, Vance. It's full of people. What are we gonna do? Evacuate them and then blow it up?
It's actually quite funny. All you'd need is a very small fire to trigger a mass evacuation. Which, to be honest, would make an amazing prank.
I mean, that I'm totally down for.
But nah, I'm not down for killing random strangers. I'm not a fucking psychotic.
Good.
I am. I am, however. I'm, however, gonna have to take out their servants. One way or another. Again, that's just reality. Don't have to kill randos, but if they have some accountant mind slave, well,
Oh, they do. But here's the thing.
I've
Katya,
thrown them in
for
jail for a
example,
year. Don't
doesn't give a
what?
fuck. Katya doesn't give a fuck about their ghouls. And all the others do. They had them
No.
for centuries.
She doesn't care about them as people, but they provide a service. They are a power base. Oh dear.
Interestingly enough, one of the prince's ghouls was recently murdered.
Then it looks like we got a head start.
Well, that's another story, but there's actually a serial killer who's been killing many kinds, including our own, and that was one of his.
Hmm?
Yeah, shits have been going down in the city a lot. But that's for another night, because frankly, there's way too many shit going on.
Good. That helps our cause.
It would be more helpful if that serial killer took out the Giovanni. Oh, I'd have a field day with that. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep an eye out, scope the field, see how many we can gather. I'm gonna let you know. In the meantime, if anything suspicious happens, do let me know.
Vance responds with silence.
Is that an okay or a fuck off?
Probably
I can.
both.
You got it.
Alright. Have a good night, you two.
See ya.
I mean, you picked a pretty smart cookie for your child, or what can I say?
I'll give you that, Vance. That was a good pick. I'm just gonna just walk out.
At that point, Roxy kind of looks up at him. We're gonna get this figured out.
He opens up a drawer in his desk and pulls out something. Seems to be some sort of folded map. Begins unfolding it.
What's
And when he
this?
does, look at this. He shows you a map, and it has the entire area, or it's divided up into blocks. He has Lake Eola Heights, Hampton Park, Orlando Executive, Colonial Town Center, Coy Town. Goes pretty far east, about all the way to Hibiscus, then all the way down to Pershing. No, actually, it goes as far south as Orlando International when you have a second look at it. Pretty big chunk, actually.
It's a lot of territory. Didn't they say
No.
the Sabat are down this way? She kind of points out the area just past the airport.
Lake Nona.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna deal with that for them. That's gonna be our alibi. This is the territory I want us to start seizing.
Be not.
Obviously gonna take more than just us. It's gonna take... Well, it's gonna take dozens of us. But there's a lot of us. And these blocks... As tough as gonna be ran by coteries. Not individual kindred. We're safer together.
Okay.
And if Giovanni come calling, you'll want a
Oh,
coterie.
I got a question.
Sure.
I'm technically bloodbound to you, right?
Single step, yeah.
Shouldn't I feel, like, different or something?
That's the thing with a blood bond, you don't always know. But a single step is very weak.
Like, I
If you
don't
thought that
feel any different towards you than I did before.
he kind of narrows his eyes, kind of gives an intrigued look, kind of pauses for a few seconds. His head tilts back a little bit, but he continues staring. He's very, very curious as it kind of hits him.
Like, I feel the same towards you that I felt before all this.
I'm tempted to test that theory, but that would be poor form.
I mean, we can try it. It's you.
I don't want to risk bonding you off instinct. And that sort of statement, it's me. I mean, that could be the first level blood bond. I don't know. I can't be certain of that. You might be right. I hope you're right.
Vance, like I said, I don't feel any different towards you than I did before. I cared about you before all this. I She kind of hesitates.
Hmm.
It seems like she wants to say something, but she's not really sure how you're gonna take it.
This is navel gazing. Hmm. Even with this, I don't think it'd be safe for us to go anywhere near the Tremor de Giovanni.
With what?
Your resistance to the bond.
You think that's it?
No, I'm literally just saying. I feel like this subject's shifting very rapidly. I kind of wanted to get that in before we changed it entirely.
But you clearly have something you want to say.
Kinda. I just don't know how you're gonna react when I do say it.
Well, you don't need to tell me now.
What if it's important?
Well, say it or don't.
You're an ass.
Oh,
You know
well,
that?
yeah. Yeah.
And somehow, despite that, I've fallen for you.
Took you that long to figure it out? Jesus.
Shut up. God, you're such a fucking ass.
I was like, what? I fucking knew that like 3 months ago.
She kind of narrows her eyes at him. Your dick.
Just another night at the office.
Guess since you seem to know, I love you.
I know. Same.
God, you're such a douche.
So, in other news, though, seriously, we need to start considering how we're gonna figure this out if we actually succeed.
She
First, we need
nods.
first we need coteries. I'm thinking, our clans unlock. Malkavian Gangrel. I think they'd be down, although to have that one idiot with a trumpet, and he'd probably sell us down the river if he could. Toreador, dunno. They tend to be pretty individualistic like us. Surprisingly, a lot of them in the Anarchs.
Hmm.
There's also a few of the Tremir's servants, not many of them, but they do exist. Getting to them would be hard, though. I don't know if there's any cater for Fembloods in this city, either. If they are, that
For
will
now,
hit me.
let's focus on the main clans, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. I say we don't bother with Tremere. The Venge we might be able to reach out to just because they're so in such a fucking state. If they have any dissidents, this would be the time for them to make their move. Well, they don't have a primogen. And they're still bickering with each other because that won't last long. We eventually tend to figure out their hierarchy pretty fast. But I think all the neonates are going to be reeling from all the shit that's happened.
Yeah, probably.
Did we even really see all that many in that little... I wasn't there, but I think you were. That big after party with like all the fucking... The one where I was imprisoned and placed under house arrest because they're assholes.
I think there were a couple of them there. That's where they kind of gathered the neonates to keep them safe, I guess.
I like how they all stuffed us into a small cage, like dozens of us.
Stop talking about it.
What?
I mean, there are things I would much rather be doing.
Are you claustrophobic?
No. Just saying there are things I would much rather be doing.
Alright.
Don't be a dick. No, it's a natural state for you.
I mean, I'm naturally good at it.
You aren't naturally good at it. It's almost like it's kind of our clan's thing.
Yeah, it's a kindred thing, real dicks. But...
Hey, you're the one who dragged me into this.
Oh yeah, I did. Now you're a dick, just like the rest of us, but still.
I am not a dick. I'm a bitch. There's a difference.
Whatever, bitch. Back to planning. I think we'll be able to start assigning people. We can allow people to pick turf and start figuring shit out. It's just a rough overview, like what I want to happen. These areas will need to be filled by kindred at some point. And thinking
After we take care of the Sabbat anyway.
Yeah. I'm thinking we gather up all the neonates, we make a move against the Sabbat, secure the right part of town. Because if we can secure the right part of town, that's one flank of our territory done with. We don't really want to seize this turf, make it public, and then have the Camarilla bearing its fangs down on us while we fight off the Sabbat on the other side. We're basically just a convenient buffer state for the Camarilla to destroy once we've dealt with the Sabbat. So we'll need to deal with the Sabbat first. Then we deal with the Sabbat. We start seizing up all this territory, kick out any mortal servants of the elders here. It's going to take a bit of time.
Isn't Brandon's place smack dab in the middle of that territory?
Yeah, I'll need to have a word with him about it.
Because I don't think we're kicking him out of much anywhere.
He's tough, but his servants aren't. If it
Yeah,
really
but I
came
think
down to it.
she points out a location on the map. That's like his house, isn't it? Like
Oh,
right
shit.
there.
Well, allow me to just say he's not very strong during daylight hours. Not that I actually intend to kill him.
I was gonna say, don't fucking do that. I kind of like the douchebag.
I don't want to...
He's like a big fucking cuddly, angry teddy bear.
don't want to be reduced to such ageism as to say he's one of the good ones, but he's one of a few elders who at the very least wouldn't get in the fucking way.
Like I said, it's a big fucking angry teddy bear.
We could work around his turf. We could isolate it so much that if he ever really did feel the need to work against us, we'd be able to take care of it right quick, but hoping it won't come to that. He's not really on the menu. Still, he did try and keep me fucking imprisoned in that shithole.
I mean, at least you know he likes you. If you wanted to keep your dumbass safe.
I don't really give a shit if someone likes me if it involves taking away my right to fucking freedom. Like, I don't care. If someone thinks they can place me under house arrest and it's okay because they're my friend, they are gravely fucking mistaken.
You are such a pain in the ass, you know that?
You don't seem to have much to say in response to all this. He circles the Sabat territory past Lake Nona.
Do we know how many there are?
No, that's why we're gonna need some Okevans and Nosferatu. They're much better establishing head counts than we are. Subterfuge and stealth are their specialties. We're just not very good at it.
Out of character, one of the Nosferatu already told their primogen just how many there were because he found out.
Unless that's public knowledge, fonts would
It has
know.
not been fully made public yet. A small group of people know, including the council.
Then Vance doesn't know, I think. In which case, Vance will just say, I'm gonna get in contact with a couple Nosferatu. I want to see which ones are actually serious. You don't really find Nosferatu all too willing to die on a hill. Their culture is kind of a complete opposite of that. They're very mercenary. But I think some would like a bit of independence from their overbearing primogen. And that is something I think would appeal to them. They don't have to die on the hill for our beliefs, but independence and autonomy, well.
She nods.
That's much more appealing, I think. Much more fun than having an elder breathing down your neck and taking away all your shit anyway. But, yeah. I think we established a head count. We go and with a group of neonates take that turf. Well, kick them out. Seize up that territory. We probably want to be doing this at the same time. There's enough of us to pull it off. Have some of us go looking for the servants of elders. We go start fighting us about any disappearances of ghouls, any inconvenient fates of certain mortal slaves to the elders. Well, that's just the Sabbat doing what the Sabbat do. Either killing or kidnapping. Because they're assholes like that. And if we're actively fighting them, then it's all the more plausible. The trick will be to inspire them to action. That's the real test.
I think if anyone can do it, you can.
We'll see.
Damn it, Vance, she was trying to give you a fucking compliment.
He knows. He always knows. Oh. So. I think, yeah, we got a base strategy.
We can figure out finer details later.
I do style myself a tactician.
I know you do. You're pretty good at it.
Really? I haven't really done much.
Just from what I've seen.
Oh, then. Guess we should start rounding up the rabble. And have a word of fucking Eve shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna start making some calls. What do you think of Alex? You think she's committed?
I think she cares about the neonates, but I think she cares about herself a little bit more.
Same. She seems wishy-washy. She's gonna be forced to pick a side, and I think she'll rationalize her decision.
I guess we'll have to see, huh?
I think more importantly, she'll pick the winning side. So she'll need to make a decision early on, because I don't have any time for latecomers. The revolution doesn't appreciate hangers-on. Alright. I'm gonna take it earlier. I'm trying to set up a new haven for all of us. Start of a new project.
I mean, we can use my place. It's big enough for the entire clan, quite frankly.
Yeah, but your dad may be connected to the Giovanni.
This ain't my dad's place. I bought this. My money, not his.
Oh fuck, well fine then, yeah. I'll take a look at it, see what we can do to renovate it, yeah.
I mean, I'm down for some renovations. Just don't touch my pool. Or
I'm
my
not gonna
bedroom.
lie.
You fuck with my bedroom and I'll fucking end you.
Yeah, whatever.
I will. Don't
I'm
you
not gonna.
fucking doubt it.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm looking into turning every haven that each coterie lives in into a fortress. Every coterie needs to be secure. I mean, I'm not going to make them do it, but I will impress it upon them that they really should pay attention to where they're housing themselves, how secure it is, and how well hidden it is. The fact that I know where Bannon lives is. Sorry, the fact that I know where Brennan lives is kind of a vulnerability for him.
I mean, maybe, but, who's really gonna fuck with him?
You know, I could burn his house down tomorrow. Because I know where it is. It's
I mean,
kind of the problem.
you couldn't. You can't go out during the day.
No. But my gang, full of dozens of angry fucking street punks who are very good at making Molotovs, can. That's the trick, that's the game. Models are always more dangerous than kindred. Always will be. Because they can do the things that we can't. We have superpowers, that's real cute, but
I mean, something tells me you burned down Brandon's Haven and he's gonna fucking end you.
if he doesn't die inside it. Again,
He doesn't strike me as a terribly heavy sleeper.
we'll see. It's not something I'd do unless he forced my hand. And I really mean force my hand. If he wants to stay out of this whole shit show, I'll respect that.
I mean, he seems pretty fucking apolitical, quite frankly.
I can respect neutrality. I don't mind a few independents having turf of their own. As long as they're not calling themselves Camarilla at the end of it. If they do, then we have a real fucking problem.
I mean, has he ever said that he's Camarilla? I don't recall that he fucking has.
He's like a lot of kindred. He's nominal Cam. The moment they give way, he'll leave. He's actually fairly apparent in that regard. I've met his kind before. They're only there because the Camarilla is the only game in town. When new games start showing up, they're not going to want to involve themselves. Doesn't mean he'll get any respect from us, but it means we won't fuck with him either. He just shouldn't be expecting to walk into my shit demanding representation.
I mean, I respect him. Anyone who lives that fucking long kind of deserves a little bit of respect. And, you know, he, like, the second that Giovanni Dick came in, he was instantly standing up and putting himself between me and him.
That's the one thing I think he may help us on. And the one thing that may give us an excuse, a defense for the rest of the Ninos to not burn down his shit, because yeah, we may not want to kill him, that doesn't mean the other Ninos don't seem as guilty as the rest of the elders. He needs to put on a show for standing up for us at some point, and I think that may be it. That may give him the leeway he needs to just have his own life here. Because otherwise he's going to have to burn through a lot of neonates, and not even he can do that. There's just too many of us. But yeah, no, I think Brennan's fine. I'm just speaking in hypotheticals. Eve will be on side, if only because she wants to kill the fucking Tremere.
I mean, she made that pretty fucking clear.
Yeah, she's playing a whole different ball game. I don't trust it at all. It's the game of ancients. I don't like it. It's the very sort of thing I'm here to stop, to prevent, to fight against. The very sort of thing that turns people into assets, turns them into pawns. It makes the player feel like a king. It's dangerous.
She nods.
But if we make it to that age, we're gonna have to deal with that at some point as well. So
So
we'll
you're
see.
taking me to Elliot instead of, coming home with me?
We're gonna want to be in a coterie, and we're gonna want to be around each other a lot. We're gonna need to be able to look out for each other. Because alone, we're gonna get picked off. Even if you're with me, you're still an easy target.
I mean, it's not like Elliot's that much better. Yeah, he's fucking strong, but
He's
it's a little
fucking
dumb.
Yeah, but you're smart. That's what a coterie is. We empower each other and cover for each other's weaknesses. And to make sure that the young can use their big advantage, numbers. Because we're certainly not going to be taking on an older one at a time. Like, imagine for a second that a Giovanni Ansela came after you. You're fucked. Unless we happen to be nearby.
I mean, I didn't plan on going home alone.
As I said, I want coteries to start living together. I think it would help keep us safe. Everybody safe. Neonate safe. You safe. Me safe.
Then we're going to my fucking place.
Exactly.
Elliot's place is a little fucking hole in the wall.
Well, yeah, fuck. I'll just invite Elliot to live with you and we'll give him an extra room or some shit.
I mean, I've got like 12 bedrooms in that place, so
Exactly. You're
we should be
done.
fucking fine.
Yeah.
Most of them are used for storage right now, quite frankly. Because I got a lot of fucking books.
Alright. Well, let's head out.
Okay.
I got all my business shit done before the meeting tonight, so we can just go whenever.
Good.
Alright.
We're gonna go home. We'll call Elliot once we get there. Because I want some time alone with you.
Yeah, I know. You're fucking transparent as shit, by the way.
You know what? Shut the hell up.
Yeah, whatever, Captain Obvious.
Whatever.
He opens the door. Chansey, we're heading out. Well, when you're done with the shift there, take the extra couple of nights off. We're also going to be moving place, so I'll text you the address. And Chansey, I guess we'll just say to Vance. Sure thing, boss. Have a pleasant evening. And I'll sort of just kind of give them a mock salute, and they'll be on their way. There's also just kind of say hi to some of the patrons as he walks off with Roxy in their kick-ass new club.
If you have nothing else you want to declare, I will do the outro.
I think we're good.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been our scene for Unmask Orlando. We'll see you next time.